guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit that subscribe button. Leave a like down below. With that out of the way, I wanted to talk about a feature that I hope 2K24 has, or at least going forward after 2K24 and beyond has. Now, we got Greg Miller talking about turning it into a live service. We got Assemble with his take on how live service should be approached. And shout outs to him because he came up with some really good ideas. We got Just Brian talking about crossplay being a feature where that would really help the player base as long as they fix online. Shout outs to Just Brian also. So it had me thinking, what feature would I like to see? So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So if you've watched the channel, I like to make creations, right? I have over 40, maybe 50 original creations I make every single year. Every year I usually come up with maybe one or two new ones with the new parts, and I just kind of go from there. For me, I don't really use the in-game wrestlers that much unless I need extra wrestlers for my universe mode that I'll attempt to play but usually give up on because something is always broken with it, or when they update it, they break it. So this one feature that would get me to buy every single game forever, even if they change nothing else and it's just the status quo, would be all your creations, your wrestlers, your arenas, your created titles, your move sets, your entrances, all that stuff you spend hours going through. If you're a deep creator like I am, who makes all original characters, make all that stuff carry over via community creations to the next game. So how would this work? An easy way this would work would be how it is now. So all you have to do is you develop this thing, this community creations, because 2K has tons of money. They could easily afford this, right? So what you do is you create this app, this thing, where you upload your wrestlers, or, well let's talk this way first. So you upload your wrestlers to a community creations thing, right? And then when you go to the new game, let's say 2K24, and you go to community creations, since it's already tied, as long as you buy it on the same system, since it's already tied to your account, you go look up your account from the last game or just that community creations, and your creations are there. And you just download them, and since it's on your account, you can change them or whatever and re-upload them however you want. It's your characters, right? That would be really, really cool way to do it. Or what they could do, and this would probably be easier for them so they don't have to pay for servers and stuff, is if you have a save file on your system, when you buy the new game and you download it, the game says, hey, we noticed a save file from 2K23. Would you like to port over your wrestlers from the last game? And let's say there's some parts of the wrestlers that can't be ported over. Obviously, it would just remove those parts. It's because from 2K22 to 2K23, they removed some of the parts I used for my main two characters, so I had to go through and use different parts. And I think it's because it was certain wrestler parts that aren't with the company anymore, so they had to remove it for legal reasons. But stuff like that, you just remove those parts. And so let's say you're using a certain pair of tights that aren't in the game anymore. Just remove the pair of tights. There, you're in your underwear, you just go in, give them new pants, boom, you're ready to go. You don't have to recreate the whole thing. So those are the two ways that I think this would work. I think the console version, or detecting an old save, is probably the best way to go about it. Because it saves the money, because they're not going to want to pay for community creations, right? That hold probably 40,000, 50,000 different creations at one point. Or should I say 30,000 pages of creations. Who knows how many creations are on there? I think that's why they reset it with every game. Because, I mean, imagine a community creations that just grows indefinitely for an entire generation. Eventually, finding certain stuff is going to be very difficult. So, and that server would start costing a lot of money. Even though 2K has Grand Theft Auto, they have plenty of money. But I think the better way to go about this is with it detecting it on the console. I think that'd be genius. So it says, okay, what would you like to port over, right? Because the games don't change very much. I know they're talking about this live service thing. They're talking about other stuff. I feel like if they're not going to go live service route and they're just going to stick to the status quo, why not give us or allow us to bring our creations to the next game. So let's say you make MJF, perfect moveset, face, you got it perfect, you spent a lot of time on it, you got whatever tattoos, logos, whatever heck is on his gear, his skin, whatever, his newest look, and you want to bring that creation to the new game. You don't want to have to start over. You get his entrance down right, his belt, everything. Usually, when a new game comes out, you have to start fresh. So for creators like me, we spend for me, it's like the first month of the game's launch, I'm creating characters. I'm not even playing the game. So I don't even get into showcase mode. I don't even get into the My Rise mode or any mode, really. I'll play a couple exhibition matches to break up the creation, like, whoa, I need a break, because I spent hours in there. What was it, 2K20, I want to say 2K22 and 23. The first day that came out, I spent trying to make videos on it, but when I actually started playing it for me, I spent about 10 hours just going through the creation parts, because there's so many in there, and I was just making my character. And it takes me a good 2 to 3 hours just to go through all the movesets and pick a moveset I want. With this year's 2K23, I didn't feel like doing that, so I just gave myself Cody Rhodes moves and changed my finishers and signatures moves, because I really like Cody's moveset. But on all previous games, I would sit there and go through every single move meticulously and make sure I have every single move that I wanted. So this feature would make things so much easier going forward. Sure, they could change the moves, like let's say Cody has a new moveset, or they switched where they are on his moveset, just have it change, you know? Or if they don't want to do the moveset part because it's too difficult to really copy everything, then let's say you have to redo your moveset. At least bring something forward to the new game, or we're not starting from scratch. I'll still go through it to see what's new, but if I have to start from scratch, let's say you get, like I said, with MJF, you get the face perfect, everything's perfect, but then you got to start over and do it all over again. It's such a pain, especially when you use like real faces and you're trying to get that perfect look. It takes time, and it's a lot of tweaking. It's a lot of labor of love to make these wrestlers in this game. But they always want you to start from scratch, and that just kills me. I feel like this would be a good selling point too. It's like, hey, you spent all this money and time on this last game, you made all these beautiful creations. Well, in our new game, they get a new fresh coat of paint, and they carry over to the new game. How awesome would that be? You get to bring, like, I want to see my Stricer, my main character, the name of the channel, the gimmick I always wanted to do but never got to because I got hurt. How cool would it be? Just bring him over, he gets a fresh coat of paint, he looks the same, and then I can go through and tweak stuff how I want. I don't have to start from scratch. That sounds like a win to me. Anyway, am I on to something here? Am I crazy? I've blabbered way too long, but I'm very passionate about creations. I think this would be a game changer going forward. You can bring all your wrestlers to the new game. People would still buy the real wrestlers, obviously. The only snafu I see with this is people like What's It Status, who make these amazing wrestlers online, modded wrestlers online that bring them to everybody. That's the only hiccup I see. That's probably the only thing 2K would not want to happen, is have modded creations come, because then why you wouldn't buy any of the real wrestlers, right? I still would, because it comes with new creation parts and movesets and stuff like that. I could talk about this forever. I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for watching if you've watched this long. Am I onto something here? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, and stay frosty.